There's this electrifying new essay making the rounds, and it's built on one single powerful idea. The race to artificial general intelligence isn't some far-off future event. It's happening right now. Let's get into it.
The author, Leopold Aschenbrenner, who used to be a researcher at OpenAI, doesn't mince words. He just puts it out there, flatly. The AGI race has begun. He's not talking about it like a prediction. For him, it's a reality that is unfolding as we speak.
But here's the kicker. While it feels like everyone's talking about AI, the author claims that only a very small group, maybe a few hundred people inside the top AI labs, really, truly gets what's going on. They have what he calls situational awareness. So what is it that they see? What's the secret? Well, it's not some kind of sci-fi intuition. They're just looking at the data. They're trusting the trend lines. And in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly what they see. To really understand where we're going, we first got to look at where we've been. Because the progress we've seen just in the last few years, it's basically a trailer for the main event. And we're not just talking about things getting a little bit better. No, this is a massive, stunning leap, a real evolution in intelligence that's happening at a pace that's, frankly, pretty hard to get your head around. Okay, so let's rewind the clock. It's just 2019. This is GPT-2. Back then, we were all blown away that a machine could write a few sentences about unicorns that kinda sort of made sense. The author's analogy for this is a preschooler. Impressive, but also pretty limited. Flash forward just 1 year, we get GPT-3. And the analogy here jumps up to an elementary schooler. Now it can do simple tasks, write some basic code, tell stories that are way more coherent. It's a definite improvement, but still, a kid. And then 2023 happens, and everything changes. GPT-4 comes on the scene, and this thing is described as a smart high schooler. It's acing advanced placement exams, it's writing pretty complex software, it's reasoning through tough problems. It wasn't just a step up, it was playing a totally different game. And this is the part that you really have to let sink in. That whole journey, from a preschooler fumbling with sentences to a smart high schooler acing exams, that didn't take 20 years. It happened in 4. That speed, that acceleration, that's the key to this whole story. Okay, so that just begs the question, right? What in the world is driving this? What is the engine behind this incredible exponential progress? Well, the author offers a really simple but really powerful way to think about it. It all comes down to counting what he calls OOMs, which stands for orders of magnitude. An OOM is just a 10 times increase in something. And his whole argument is that if you want to see the future of AI, you just have to count the OOMs. So where are these 10x jumps coming from? Well, they're being powered by 3 main things. First, you've got raw compute, just throwing more processing power at the problem. Second, you have better algorithms, smarter ways to use that power. And third, there's this idea the author calls unhobbling, which is basically just figuring out how to unlock the potential these AIs already have. Let's start with compute. And look, this isn't your grandfather's Moore's Law. We're talking about a massive fire hose of investment that's driving up the amount of training compute by about half an order of magnitude. That's roughly a 3x increase every single year. It's an absolutely unprecedented mobilization of resources. But listen, it's not just about bigger, beefier hardware. The software, the algorithms are just as critical. They act like a huge compute multiplier. It's like adding a turbocharger to your engine. And the source estimates these algorithmic gains are adding another half an OM of progress year after year. And then you've got this unhobbling. It's kind of a funny word, but it just means teaching the models how to better use the intelligence they already have. Little tricks, like prompting it to think step by step, or just giving it access to a calculator or the internet. These simple changes unlock enormous jumps in performance without even having to retrain the whole model. So when you put all 3 of these things together, the raw compute, the smarter algorithms, and the unhobbling, what you get is this powerful and, this is the important part, predictable trend line of exponential growth in what the author calls effective compute. All right, so if we understand the engine and we can see the trend, that leads us to the billion-dollar question. Where is this all taking us? And how fast are we going to get there? Now, this chart right here, this is the heart of the entire argument. That solid line, that's the explosive growth we've already lived through. And the author's claim is breathtakingly simple. Just take a ruler and extend that line out a few more years. Just trust the trend. So what happens if that trend continues? The projection is for another 100,000-fold scale-up in effective compute. Let me say that again. 100,000 times more powerful than what we used to build GPT-4, all by 2027.
So what does a 100,000x increase actually mean? What does that feel like? Well, remember that jump we saw from the preschooler to the high schooler? The argument is that this much new power is enough to fuel another leap of that same exact magnitude.
And when you take a leap that big, starting from the already incredibly capable base of GPT-4, well, that's what leads directly to the author's most shocking claim. AGI. An AI as smart and capable as a human expert is not just possible, but strikingly plausible by 2027.
Which of course brings us to our final part. Let's just sit with that for a second. What are the consequences? What are the implications if this forecast is even in the ballpark of being correct? Because according to the source material, getting to AGI isn't the finish line, it's the starting gun. Once you have an AI that can do AI research, things could accelerate into a full-blown intelligence explosion, leading to superintelligence. And that raises these huge world-changing challenges, from national security and geopolitical races to the need for something like a government project on the scale of the Apollo program just to manage it all. And that's what it all comes down to. The author leaves us with this one parting thought. It's not a statement, it's not a certainty, it's just a simple, profound question that kind of hangs over everything. What if the people with situational awareness, what if we're right?